aliens. My name is Davin Reddy. And so I hope you got a recent news, which is Microsoft is acquiring GitHub. Now, how big it is? It's very big. Just imagine one of the biggest company in the world is buying one of the biggest code repository, and that's amazing. There was a time. In fact, if you don't know about GitHub, GitHub is basically a code repository where we have so many open source projects. So we have a project which is kept as private, and we also have a open source project. So if you just go to GitHub, you will be seeing millions of GitHub project. Approximately 1.8 billion developers are there, if I'm not wrong, or projects. We need to check that stats. But just imagine how big it is. And Microsoft says, "Hey, we will be buying it." In fact, I feel, from the start itself, when I get into IT world, that Microsoft want to buy everything. Whatever they in the market, Microsoft says it's mine. Don't touch it. So last year, I guess last year, Microsoft bought LinkedIn, and that is a good strategy because LinkedIn has a data of so many professionals. Before that, Microsoft bought Skype because a lot of people were using Skype for video calling. In fact, for business, enterprise world, they were using Skype for business purpose, and Microsoft thought, okay, why don't we integrate Skype with with the services which we already have. So Microsoft is trying to connect all these services, so those the services which they provide and the external services. And now with GitHub, Microsoft has become very, very powerful. Now, is it a good deal or a bad deal? We are not sure yet because personally, I used to not trust Microsoft before, but now Microsoft is gaining, some trust from my side because when Steve Ballmer was the CEO of Microsoft, he used to believe that open source community is a cancer to the software developers. For the IT industry, so he used the word called as cancer for software, open source software, and now thanks to Satya Nadella, Microsoft is changing. I guess they are approaching more towards open source. Thanks to this deal, they are proving that they are focusing more on open source. So initially they used to only work on proprietary softwares, closed softwares, and now the entire Microsoft platform, okay, not the entire platform, but most of the softwares are open source. Example, the one of the best IDE which we use, Visual Studio, is open source. Then I guess they have also made Windows open source. You should check that. But one of their projects are open source, which is available on GitHub. In fact, there are so many projects from Microsoft that are on GitHub. And GitHub is very powerful because not just tech companies, people, in fact, in the latest interview of Satya Nadella, he says that as per the stats on LinkedIn, there are more software developers in a non-tech company than in a tech company. So of course the world is running thanks to software developers, and one of the biggest repository which they have is GitHub. So they wanted to explore it. They wanted to add more features. They want to help people. They want to help developers so that they can work better. They can make more projects. So let's see how thing goes. Now, is it a good thing? Of course, it's a good thing. Microsoft will do something better for GitHub. In fact, they will be linking their services like Azure. So industry is moving towards cloud, right? Now, Microsoft has their own cloud, which is which is Azure, and they will be integrating GitHub with Azure for sure. They already have some plugins inbuilt, but they will be doing it more. Now, what about the competitors? So, okay, in fact, I don't know. There are a lot of people that don't trust Microsoft. In fact, I was one of them before. There are so many people that don't trust Microsoft, and that's why on Twitter there is this hashtag which is getting viral, which is moving to GitLab. Now, this is amazing. GitLab being a rival of GitHub from a long time, and GitHub was having the maximum share of code repositories throughout the industry compared to Bitbucket or GitLab. Now, people are moving from GitHub to GitLab. All the people who don't trust Microsoft, even I don't trust, but I trust now. But the thing is, GitLab has seen an increase of code repository. So people are moving their code repository from GitHub to GitLab. GitLab is also free, but they also have a paid version, which is the Gold membership and Ultimate. And GitLab is providing 75% off. Can you imagine that? GitLab is enjoying this stuff. So in fact, they might be doing party from last 2 days in GitLab because people are moving from GitHub to GitLab. But don't worry, GitHub knows how to add more features, how to attract customers, and people who moved to GitLab, maybe they will be back on GitHub, because I love GitHub. It's awesome. GitLab is also good, but I personally love GitHub. So maybe they will be doing something good in future on GitHub. In fact, I'll be doing one more video on the stats. I was supposed to make a video with proper thing, but there are some issues with these settings, so I thought let's go live and do it. So that's amazing news for you. Microsoft acquiring GitHub, good or bad? Let me know in the comment section. I feel it's good at one point, but on the other point, all this Microsoft has power on the code repositories, and in open source community we don't believe in powers, right? The competitors of Microsoft like Amazon and those things, they will be doing something about it. In fact, on GitHub we have so many private repositories of different companies. It just if you go to GitHub website, they have the client list like SAP, Groupon, I guess. So there are so many companies who have their code repositories on GitHub. So let's see how this thing goes in the future. I have my projects on GitHub in private and in public repositories. I'm sticking to GitHub as of now, but I'm not sure about future. Let's see how Microsoft plays their cards. So let me know in the comment section about your thoughts on this deal. So that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.